For all you suckers out there who thought that Elon Musk was going to be some champion of free speech on Twitter, you've been proven wrong. He's hired a feminist CEO to run the platform. So what's going to happen is she's going to abuse the men who use the platform and then silence their voices when they complain about it. That's what's going to happen here. That's what your hero has done. Okay? And just to prove that she is a feminist, look at this. This is her tweet. Thank you, Female Quotient, for giving us all a seat at the table, and we work together to close the gender gap and deliver equality for women worldwide. Now, we all know that the gender gap is hate speech towards men. It blames women's choices onto men. It's gaslighting. Exactly. So you know that's what she is. And we're going to look at Jimmy Dore here and company who speak about this woman, and they will not come out and be 100% honest. They know what's going on, but they will hide and blame someone else. They'll blame another entity for this woman's bad behavior. Okay. So first we'll get into the introduction right here.
This is the lady. She's coming from NBC. There's no bigger liar in corporate news than NBC News. They'll smear you if you go against the establishment, even if you're a soldier, even if you're.
What NBC News has nothing to do with this woman. This woman was not hired by NBC News. She was hired by Elon Musk. So if it comes from NBC News, right, then it shouldn't matter. Once Elon Musk hired her, all the man hate should disappear, right?
Currently serving in their illegal wars, and you're a captain, or you're a what do you call it, officer. That's what they did to Tulsi Gabbard, because she told the truth about Syria, and they smeared her as a traitor to our country. That's what people like her do. Now she's in charge of Twitter.
Could I just put out maybe some optimism? Maybe she.
Now Metzger here is going to bring some real cope. And when he brings the cope, he's also misdirecting what's going on. You'll see what I mean.
Is such an utter soul, like a Mehdi Hassan level soulless puppet, that she's gonna do whatever the
she'll go along with the free speech.
Yeah, that's why he got her, is because she'll literally do anything for anyone.
Let's see.
I'm saying best case.
Hey, everybody.
No. She won't literally do anything for anyone. See what he's doing? He's trying to say there's some other entity where this man hatred comes from. No, it comes directly from her, Metzger. And she's not going to stop it. No, the men on Twitter won't be able to pay this woman to be nice to them. She's not going to do whatever they want them to do. And we already know from experience that when these feminists get in charge, they're going to place attacking men as top priority. And they'll burn the company that they're working for to the ground in doing so. Twitter, if Twitter gets damaged by this, it doesn't matter. She's going to continue going because, again, this comes directly from her. This woman personally hates men. And it's got nothing to do with corporations. Okay? Thanks. Then this proves that feminists do not break gender roles. They enforce them.
He said, I'll resign as soon as I find someone foolish enough to take the job. Well, he certainly did. So after that, he's just going to run software and server teams. I'm excited to welcome Linda Yaccarino as the new CEO of Twitter. Well, she's going to focus primarily on business operations while I focus on product design and new technology. Looking for.
See what's going on? He, the man, is going to what? Focus on what men usually do. Product design and technology. What's she going to focus on? Business operations. See, it's the same old gender roles. And that's why, by the way, again, that when Musk showed up, he got rid of all the deadwood. And who was all the deadwood? The women were. This is a before and after picture. Where have all the women gone from Elon Musk's Twitter? He kept the people who actually ran the company. That's the men with the know-how. The people who earned their position. If men don't earn the position, they're not in that position. And when the women show up, they're giving positions, right? And of course, society has a problem with that. Like one of the guys, pointed out the double standards. If this is a majority women here, so if a company has majority women, society's fine with it. But once it gets majority men, society has an issue with this. So again, this is just human nature that causes this problem. It's nothing to do with some kind of elites, right? No, guys even recognize what's going to happen. Look, we're going to get shadow banned now, right?
Luke Rudkowski said, and here comes the shadow bans again. He says that will not be the case, Elon Musk says. That's what he says.
Well, he's lying because he hired a feminist and she's going to be banning all kinds of guys. So that's a bold-faced lie by Elon Musk, right? And guys know what's coming.
I think I'm still shadow banned. And there are still people that are being artificially boosted. You know what I'm talking about. People who can tweet, who don't have many more followers than me.
Somebody's paying for that, right?
But somebody that can just tweet out nothing and they'll get literally 31,000 likes. I'm like, if I did that, that would be my most successful tweet in history.
And do you see a problem I have with Thor? And just men in general. It's not just him. He's not concerned that his voice will be silenced by some man-hater. What's he worried about? Status gain. He's complaining that someone else is getting a boost in their gain of status and his is being hampered. That's a real trouble with male psychology there. And this woman comes right out and says she's a feminist. That's all social justice means, feminism.
$1 million on social justice initiatives.
Oh, like what? Why would it not like that?
100 billion. Not 100 million in helping their employees get health care or whatever.
Talk about, things that my company is doing to
Comcast
accelerate, right?
I think NBCU
is owned by Comcast.
Which
see,
I think
Metzger is still trying to blame Comcast, the company, for what this woman does. There's no point in saying that. She was hired by Elon Musk. So anything she does has nothing to do with Comcast.
I think is owned by Comcast.
Yes, okay, that's why.
Accelerate what we were doing already, but realizing that it wasn't enough. So what immediately started happening was that under the leadership of Brian Roberts and Jeff Shell, Comcast set up a fund to the value of $100 million to fight social justice and equality. And obviously, so talk about...
So that's...
Yeah, social justice and equality, in other words, feminism and inequality, or more to the point, hatred of men. So these guys actually know what's going on, believe it or not, no matter how much they're playing ignorant here, right? And that's why it pisses me off. Matter of fact, I'm going to prove it. I'm going to show you a segment where they talk about noble issues, but then later on, they complain about gendered issues. Now, here's what I'm talking about.
That's the equivalent of what they always talk about and what she's talking about. Oh, we're going to have more people of color or minorities on the board. That's not what really matters to people. Because the reason why you're supposed to do that is because those people are supposed to be more sensitive to those communities. Turns out they're not. What would actually help people more would be to advocate for things that would help people at a big level, like Medicare for all, a living wage, and how about getting rid of student debt, making education affordable, infrastructure, things like that would actually.
See, so those are all those noble causes. We're for noble causes, like getting rid of student debt and a living wage and Medicare, right? We're not guys who speak for our own issues. And yet, guess what? They're going to let the masks slip right here.
Not going to be at perfect 50-50 levels.
How many?
Everybody likes everything.
Nobody says they want 50-50 in bricklayers.
Well, I don't know what difference it would
What
make to
about
me.
50-50 in truck drivers? Why did anybody want 50-50 in firemen? Why did anybody want 50-50 in coal miners? Why did anybody want, right? Or 50-50 in guys who work on oil rigs? Where's the 50? Nobody wants those kind of 50-50. No, let guys do all that shit.
Yeah, let guys do all that shit. See how the mask has fallen. So Jimmy Dore and Metzger, they know this is a gendered issue. This is about men being attacked. And here they are complaining about it right after they went to spiel about these noble causes like Medicare and infrastructure and ridding student debt and all that. So this really shows you a tremendous weakness in the male psychology. Like these guys just do not want to stand up for themselves as human beings, say as a sex. And that's what men have to do. So here they are complaining about it, but then they run and say, no, I'm not about that. I'm about these causes that are so noble. I'm not noble as a person, but here's these noble causes, right? Very, very typical. Now listen to Metzger's song and dance, right?
It's not hiring people based on their skills.
Yes. It's called
it's nothing to do. Yeah, nothing to do with diversity. It's do they fit in with our culture here?
Yeah, it has nothing to do with diversity. He's right about that. But what's the culture he's talking about? Feminist culture, see? So you can see where they're saying what's going on, but they're hiding as well. They will not cross that finish line.
Okay. And so what is our culture? Well, we hired someone to make that up, so it's the one that's maximum ESG.
No one made it up. This is feminist culture. It's not made up, it's real. And this woman's going to show us what it's going to be like on the platform, right?
We don't have one. We're a soulless corporate. We're going to pretend we have a culture. We're going to fake what.
And he's doing corporations. The corporations. Again, how are you going to blame these corporations on when it's Elon Musk? He's in charge. He hired her. He hired her, Metzger. How are you going to blame a corporation on that? Right.
What it is. And then we don't want people. So everything's going to get worse because you're not going to get anybody who's actually qualified anything. It has nothing to do with their color. They don't even care about that.
But it's beyond not qualified. They're hostile. They're going to be attacking the men on the platform. Now look at this, where they even admit this is not a left-right issue too, right? Because even Trump supports this woman. Where are we here? Yeah, right here.
Around the world.
I mean, that's
This person says, just kidding. It looks like Trump ally Linda Yaccarino will be taking over. So don't expect the trolling, hate speech, disinformation, or criminal acts committed on this site to stop. She's a Trump ally? Now they're saying Trump names NBCU's Linda Yaccarino to the President's Council on Sports, Fitness, and Nutrition.
Yeah, Trump supported her. Is Trump a corporation? A soulless corporation? No. Trump supports this woman. Elon Musk supports this woman. So this is just men supporting women, even knowing that these women don't like them or even hate them. That's what's going on, Dore and Metzger. And you guys exposed yourself for knowing really what's going on, but you're not willing to admit it. Okay? So now that you guys all know what's going on, I just want to end off the way I started, saying all you suckers who thought Elon Musk was some kind of hero that was going to come and rescue you and allow you to say whatever you like on the platform, you were wrong. I'm sorry, but it looks good on you. Okay, goodbye, everyone.